Palkia is probably one of the best VSTARs ever printed. Today we're going to play it with Iron Valiant. Someone down in the comments was asking about this deck, and I don't know, I thought it was a pretty cool idea. It's like a new version of the entei Iron Valiant deck from a couple formats ago. I will go over the deck list and give my thoughts at the end of the video. So this deck is pretty cool. I've been wanting to do like a more Iron Valiant focused deck for a little bit, and I didn't even think about this until the guy in the comments brought it up. Definitely shout out to him. Alright, so we got a pretty good hand. We can start Palkia, and then we can switch into the Iron Valiant to get the ping damage if we want, and attach to Palkia and pass. Going first is definitely seems to be the way to go with a deck like this. There's no real point in going second. You can't attack, and you're not like using a supporter to find Poffin or anything, so first is definitely the way to go. And I just check through my deck here and see what's prized. Also, I play a couple different lists throughout the video, so I will put both of them at the end for sure. I was trying a couple different things going back and forth, and I don't know, I'm not really sure which one I like better. There's one with Canceling Cologne and one with EVO, and I don't know, I think PTCG Live is really weird, and different cards and decks seem to make them draw strangely, and the one with Canceling Cologne seemed to draw way better. I don't know, that might just be like me being a little bit crazy, but that's what it seemed like. I like the idea of the EVO though, but I'll go over that at the end. So playing against Iron Hands, which is probably the worst matchup for this deck, but it seems to be a little bit more like boxy kind of a deck because they do have grass energies, and they Pokegeared before Mew. I guess it kind of makes sense because they wanted to maybe draw more cards off of the Mew if they failed it, but if they're looking for a supporter for next turn, they should have Mewed and saved the Pokegear for next turn. But now it is our turn. We have 100 damage on our Palkia. We can Switch Cart into an Iron Valiant. I was just deciding what to put damage on, and I think I'm just going to build up the Mew, because I can build that up and maybe snipe it with Greninja at some point, or maybe just ping it 9 times. And I can ping it twice and just Prime Catcher up the Iron Hands. That's like probably the only chance to win this game if I knock out this Iron Hands right now and get the Ultra Ball, so that's nice. But just draw the Palkia off of Greninja, so that's even easier. I could Ultra Ball here, like probably counter catcher Squawk for another Palkia, either a V or a VSTAR. I'm not really too sure which is better. There's only 3 Ultra Balls in this deck, so maybe I should just get down another VSTAR to just guarantee that I have it. So I already have the knockout on this Iron Hands. I could have attached the Future Capsule last turn, but I didn't because I think these Iron Hands decks are playing Lost Vacuum, like 1 or 2 of them pretty regularly, so I'll just keep it in the hand, and yeah, then I'll still have it for later. There's 2 Future Capsules in the deck, so there's another one in there. I have a good shot at drawing it. This could have even been when I was still playing 3. No, I don't think it was. I think this is definitely with 2. But we get the first 2 prizes, so that's good, because really what they want to do here is just go 3-3 with 2 Iron Hands and win the game before we even get to attack 3 times. Which would definitely win them the game, but we haven't been able to keep them out of using Iron Hands for another turn. I was kind of nervous they were going to have a bunch of energy switches or something and be able to attack with one, but they couldn't. So a top deck Irida, that's pretty good. Irida's, I don't know, really good card. I can just like Vessel away Iono, get more energy out of my deck, draw some cards, and then Irida. I would like to boss this turn. That's like the ultimate goal. But don't get that, which is unfortunate. I did end up going up to 3 bosses in the EVO like Town Store version, because I could cut the Pal Pad, because I don't have to worry about milling away supporters with PokéStop. So maybe 3 bosses the way to go. I don't know, the I forget where they said, but someone somewhere was playing this deck and they were playing a more PokéStop heavy build, but I just didn't, when I was playing this deck, the PokéStops just didn't like feel right in the deck. As long as you're able to like stream supporters, you don't really need the extra dig potential, and it's not like a super turbo deck or anything. I guess turn 1 is where you would really want it if you're trying to like donk people, but then you'd play 4 Iron Valiants for that, and there's only 3 in here. I wanted to add a 4th, but I just couldn't, I don't know, I didn't find the space for it. And it kind of sucks here having to go on odd prizes, because if they had another Miraidon down, it would be really good because I could just win next turn with Greninja. But they don't have Miraidon down, and they're probably not going to put another 1 prizer down. So now I'm just on 3 prizes for no reason. And they're going to knock me out this turn probably with that that Miraidon EX, or a, what is the grass one called? Iron Leaves would be like perfect math right now. I think it does 180. I can't fully remember. They're going to get the future search card, so they're probably going to grab something like that. They get rid of their town store. They already have most of their tools in play anyway. Yeah, and they do end up just grabbing Iron Leaves to attack me. But we're still in a fine spot here because they have like no cards in their hand basically, and they haven't attacked with an Iron Hands yet. They do get pretty lucky to hit the double energy off that generator. I don't imagine that a list like this is playing too many energy. I'm kind of surprised actually that they're even playing the generators in a deck with all these different energy types, but I can just research and maybe ping this Mew a little bit more with some more Iron Valiants. It would be really great if I could knock them out this turn, but there's just no way. Maybe if I got down 3 Iron Valiants, but that's a lot of switching cards, so I don't know if that was ever really going to happen. Just put 20 more on Mew. I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else that it makes sense. And I almost make a mistake right here and attack with Greninja to just like throw a 1 prizer in the active. But they'd have to hit another generator, and there's also a chance that they could just knock out my Palkia with the 1 energy on it if I did a play like that. And I think that has a better chance of me losing like that than it does with them getting more energy into play. They're already down like a ton of energy, because I would have to VSTAR and put all 3 of the energy onto my Greninja, and then I could split the energies between my 2 Palkias, but then they could Iono me and I could whiff energy. And this way they either, I don't know, it does give them a chance to win. They're down some generators, they're down a ton of energy. I'm just kind of hoping. I did not really take into account energy switch though, now that I'm like looking back on this. So, I don't know, maybe it would have been better to split the energies and attack with Greninja so that there's like no way. Oh no, they can't win. Wow, I just like, that was stupid. They have 4 prizes left. They can't win this turn. As long as I attack with my Palkia, there's like no way that they can win. I kind of a little bit slow on that one, but that guarantees the win. Attacking with Greninja gives them like a way to win the game, so we'll stick with this. Now I can just promote my free retreater and Moonlight Shuriken for the game. I don't know why I like, they like played this out so confidently. It kind of like had me second guessing if I even had the win for some reason, but I do just have the win with the Greninja attack onto the Mew, and I attach the energy because I'm like so unconfident thinking I'm gonna mess something up. But yeah, we did just win the game. So on to the next one. All right, this is like the furthest I've ever gotten in the ranked. I usually can't force myself to play like that many games in a row on live on ranked. I like to like, I don't know, more like make fun decks and play on the casual ladder for until I get them really good and then play in ranked. But we're up against Tina right here. But yeah, I think it would be cool to get to Arceus League. I don't know. It's not really like super challenging right now. It's just kind of a measurement of how many games that you play on ranked and not like a real ranked ladder. But I can Vessel here. I get rid of the town store because I don't need TM Devo or anything for this matchup, so there's no tools I'm going to be looking for that hard. And I just thin a bunch of energy out of my deck, get down to Palkia, attach, and pass. It's not really the best turn one, but with the way that my hand is, I can really like target down whatever I want next turn, or I might have to research away the Prime Catcher, which always feels bad, but sometimes you just got to do it. It's unfortunate. I've lost games like in real life for keeping the Prime Catcher when I shouldn't have. Sometimes you just got to know when you need it to win a game, or when you have no choice. Like here, I would have to choose to just not play the game in order to keep my Prime Catcher, so it's just gonna have to go next turn, it looks like, unless I top deck Iono maybe. It depends on the situation. If they're just gonna leave Giratina in the active, I probably have to research either way because I really want to knock this out, and that might require a Iron Valiant ping or two, because if they filled their bench, it would be super easy to knock out. Like, I would love to play Irida here, but that's just not gonna give me enough stuff, and I'm sitting here staring like, I really wish that I could like save my Prime Catcher, but I'm just gonna have to be an adult about it and research it away, unfortunately, because if I knock out this Tina, I'm in like a really good spot. So it's something that I don't really want to, like, I have zero chance of getting it now, but if I research, there's a decent chance that I can knock out the Tina. I could also Prime Catcher up their only Comfy, but that just puts me on odd prizes, and I can knock out the Comfies with like passive Iron Valiant pings anyway. So just gonna have to attach and research, and I do end up getting it because I can ping it and fill my bench with hopefully another Palkia, and I even get a tool, which is very nice, so I don't have to waste both switching cards. Just ping it once, retreat to Palkia and knock it out, retreat to Palkia and knock out the Giratina. Now, this is like why this deck is so strong, I think, or strong. I don't know if it's so strong, but it's pretty powerful to be able to like do that on your second turn with a 280 hit point Pokemon. I think one of the bigger downsides is the lightning weakness. Just being able to get one shot by Iron Hands in the future deck, and I've seen a lot of Lost Boxes are playing, like Hermione that got second in Stockholm was playing a Defiance ban, so he could one-shot the Palkia with Lost Box with Iron Hands. And yeah, he bosses up my Iron Valiant and just puts back Tina V in the active, which is kind of why I like left the ranked intro at the beginning of this game, because this person's not really playing the best. So like, this like seems like a casual game almost. Like I'm clearly playing a ton of switching cards in a deck like this, and I'm sure they could have just left the Comfy in the active and figured it out next turn, but they don't, and I just knock out another Tina, and I'm down to 2 prizes, and there's really almost no way that I can lose this game. If I just get an attachment down on another Palkia, the only way that I could really lose is with them like trapping something in the active and Sableye spreading, but I have a ton of switch cards because it plays the full 4 switch card and 4 switch. But I guess that's the plan they're going for, because they're going to load up that Greninja and try to trap something in the active and just spread as much damage as possible. And Roxanne me makes sense, but I draw a switch card because most of my deck is switching cards between the actual switches, and I have a tool in there. And they do ping the bench one, which is good because they don't want me to switch card off the damage. And at top decking a water, I get a way to draw more cards, and I draw into a research, and I can even switch card the damage off of that Valiant, which is nice. And research to draw even more cards and thin out my deck a little bit more. There's really no point in playing any of these cards. I could have played the Super Rod for like an energy maybe. That probably would have been good. Yeah, I should have definitely done that. Just Super Rod it for 1 energy. Or maybe 2. Depends how many is in there. I think there was 4. If there was... Yeah, I want to leave at least 2 energy in the discard pile for sure. But they just end up conceding. And this next game is, I don't know, I think it's kind of funny. But I'll just start talking about the deck. This deck is definitely really cool. Iron Valiant's a cool card. Palkia is a really strong card. Having access to Moonlight Shuriken with Greninja is really powerful. So I think this deck is like definitely good for grinding the ladder and locals and stuff, but I don't know if I don't think it's ever going to win a regional. It's like the Entei Iron Valiant deck. I don't think that deck was ever winning like a major event, but it did decent at a couple. And I think one of the biggest problems is the Charizard matchup is really hard. That's why I was trying out the TM Devo. Like, I have Charizard matchups that I played where they passed twice and I still like lost the game. It was kind of insane. I could have definitely played a little bit differently, but I just wasn't drawing the cards to play differently. Like, it's not the lines that I wanted to take, because ideally I would want to like hit into their Charizards and not go down so fast in prizes where they're one-shotting me. But once they one-shot you, it's really hard, and if they can get into a heal at any point, it puts you in a really weird spot. If you don't have the opportunity to knock out the Pidgeot right away, it also puts you in a weird spot. So they're probably going to fill their bench, and then you ping their Pidgeot and you can knock it out with your Palkia as long as your bench is full. And that's probably your best bet to win it. And you want to like build up pings on like two-shot the first Charizard and build up a bunch of pings on the second and third Charizard so that you can like one-shot the last one. You want to go Pidgeot, two-shot Charizard, and one-shot the last one, or two-shot the first Charizard, one-shot Pidgeot, and one-shot the last Charizard, something like that. So this is the first list that I was playing, and this list did feel like it was drawing better, but I don't know if that's just like a PDCG live like glitch kind of thing. I never got off the Canceling Cologne, but there was a couple games that I played before I added it in, where if I had it, I would have just like won the game on the first turn basically. So there's something to be said about that list, or this list. It's really straightforward. You know, both of them are. It's really only like the Canceling Cologne and the TM Devo that are the tech cards. But I think a fourth Iron Valiant could definitely be nice. And another point that I will say is I never use the Super Rod at all in any of my games in any meaningful way. But I do see why it's in there, because with only a 3/3 Palkia, there is a chance that between awkward discards and prizing that you might like need to Super Rod it back, so it does make sense. And this is the other version. I really like the idea of the TM Devo in the town store to get your future capsules and TM Devo to like ping down Charmanders and evolve, but I never got to play a Charizard matchup where it worked out like that. It just didn't happen. They put too much pressure on, and like the one where I almost got to do it, they just had a random miss energy, which was unfortunate. But yeah, this deck is pretty cool. I would definitely play it online before you like buy the cards or anything in real life. I don't know how much Iron Valiants are right now, but Palkias aren't too expensive, so it's not like a super large amount of money to build a deck like this, but it's definitely fun. So hope you enjoyed, and take care.